Real chance for them, and they get the ball down. Machinelli over the line. But there is enough concern in the official's mind to check.
No try.
The corner flag doesn't count. The issue is whether he had his feet out of play.
The commentators curse. England first scrum, show of intent. You'd have to say no try.
Touch.
Disappointing from England at the scrum though, and concerns.
In the end, it was a significant tackle from Chris Ashton. Did just enough to make sure that the left leg of Irakli Machinelli, on the occasion of his 50th cap,
Jonathan,
drifted into touch.
No try. The player was in touch before he grounded the ball.
Won't be rewarded with a try.
James Haskell at the back of the scrum. No concerns before the game. Is he a 6, 7 and 8? At critical times like that, you need people who are playing 8.
Well, England aren't hanging around here. Line out taken quickly to Haskell. Cleared away by Youngs. Georgia 16th in the world rankings. England up to 4th after they beat Argentina. But the gap doesn't look that big early on.
England very, very lucky to get away with that. You'd be very, very fortunate. Georgia really, really looking good. Looking like they're going to really come here and take on England. They're not afraid of them.
Line out, slap back to Abzaradze. Suti bursting his way forward. Side. Penalty coming. England were offside.
Push back. Yeah.
Virikashvili played every one of Georgia's 10 World Cup matches so far. This is his 3rd tournament. Does strike the ball very well. Early kick in Invercargill gave them the lead against Scotland. This is to draw back a little bit of the difference against England. Really hasn't been a World Cup for the kickers so far.
It certainly hasn't. Disappointing there for Georgia. Great pressure on England. Would have wanted to have come away with something. England just need to settle down, settle the nerves. Great statement of intent at the beginning of this game, but now just perhaps look for some territory.
England been telling us that apparently Thursday's training session back in Queenstown was as good as anything they've had in the last fortnight. They are determined to show us the real England tonight. This is a real contest early on. This is Basalaya, ball neatly out to Todowa. It's all Georgia at the moment.
Re-tackle.
England, if not in full retreat, very much bolting the door. Abzaradze shouting the instructions, picked up by Datunashvili. Gorgodze has his mitts on the ball. And they're no more than 7 or 8 metres away. Abzaradze. This is Bregvadze playing in his first World Cup. And it's another penalty. Georgia Playing in their third successive World Cup now. We all remember how they came within a few blades of grass of beating Ireland in 2007. Rugby is overtaking football as the national sport, and everyone watching back home in Tbilisi and all around will be thrilled, if not with the score, with the way their team have responded.
It certainly made that blindside attack look far too easy. England alarm bells ringing, not under a huge amount of pressure. England have got to be very wary because this Georgian team look very highly motivated, and so they should be. And they're here to play.
Can you come on a bit quicker with the tee? Can you come on a bit quicker with the tee?
Injury to...
You what?
I think it's Kinchagishvili, one of the props. That's the reason for the concern. You played against Georgia 8 years ago, Phil. You've felt the force. You know exactly how tough it is.
Well, it's a very difficult game. Against big players, it's a great day for them. The expectations, I'm sure, from outside of that team aren't great, but from within, they'll have a lot of belief. And let's not forget, this Georgian team are on a 4-day turnaround. You know, that's tough. But playing against England here in Dunedin, it's a great opportunity for them.
Much tougher kick than the first, and like the first, it was wayward. And England at the moment, rather fortuitously, hanging on to that 7-point lead given to them early on by Shantaine Happy's try and Flood's conversion. Kashvili slipping, but having the wherewithal to make sure the ball comes back on the red side, and ended up on the white side illegally.
Can't do it again.
Matt Stevens was the last to get off the floor.
So frustrating from the coach's point of view and ours. England under no pressure, well organised in defence. Matt Stevens, just leave it alone, let them play.
Lewis, that's too
Referee,
many.
another penalty against England, that's all he's going to be thinking about, already going across and talking. There, you've done your work. It's set up defensive lines in order. Why use a hand? No need.
Georgian line out, messed up by Tom Palmer. Playing today because Courtney Laws is suspended. Will be for next Saturday's game against Romania as well. It's got a rather familiar feel to this opening quarter of an hour. Sure, England have the try, but once again it's the referee's whistle. And once again, Jonathan Kaplan, rather like Bryce Lawrence a week ago, having to issue the order that he's giving him too many penalties.
I think that's a harsh call. Simon, Shaw, Tom Palmer doing great work without the line out. I think it just bobbled out more than them deliberately moving it. Steve Walsh maybe influenced that decision.
Steve Walsh, the touch judge on the far side, behind that line out. Again, a line out that England have done well to disrupt.
Hold. Just the ball.
Box kick from Youngs, chased inevitably by Moody, but almost inevitably it's brought back by the Georgians, and Revaz Gigari, the fullback. Hamzaradze finds Gorgodze, the man they call Gorgodzilla back home. He's a giant, as is Vartang Mazaradze. Wouldn't believe they played a full-on test match 4 days ago. They've barely trained since the game against Scotland. Busting their lungs at the moment. Virikashvili into the arms of 3 England players, but ball still belongs to Georgia. Godza again. Stays on his feet well. Drives Georgia into England's 22.
Great defensive work from England there. That's what they've got to do. Keep this Georgian team playing. Yes, they're powerful. They keep running in straight lines. You can get up and hit them, get off the line, keep them working hard. Don't give Jonathan Kaplan the opportunity to penalise. There, would say, great. Just need to get those big guys on the floor. Make them keep getting up and down. Don't try and wrestle with them because they're big, powerful men.
Brand new English front row, Matt Stevens, Dylan Hartley and Dan Cole. It's confirmation that the earlier blood substitution has been reversed.
Crouch.
Up against Kinchigishvili, Bregvadze and Kubriashvili.
Pause.
Kubriashvili in particular a real handful. Cleverly done by Haskell. Ashton releases Flood. Now England with some space to operate in. Tuolangi finds Foden. Armitage is outside, but England have quickly made their way up to halfway. This is Moody. Only played an hour of Test rugby this year coming into this match. Flood finds Stevens. This is the try scorer happy. Back to Stevens. Hauled to the floor by Mazaradzi. Youngs to Flood, to Alangi.
Much better ball retention from England last week, caught often outside in the wide channels. England back's doing really well.
Flood was a little bit surprised that England's runners didn't chase that with more force. As it was, Georgia in the end were fortunate to win it back with Todowa. Gently heeled back by Ilya Zedganidze.
Stop!
Fired away by Virakashvili. Oh, how about that? Man who plays his rugby for Figeac in the French 4th division. Imagine one or two 4th division French packs are somewhat dispirited when they see balls like that flying over their head every week.
Make yourself a lot of friends.
No.
There's a half-back kicking like that. Great work from Toby Flood, Manu Tuolangi. We talk about seeing Ben Foden with the ball more often, making a good run. But that, for a front 5 forward, is heartbreaking. All that pressure, all that work, all that endeavour from England. Back on your own 5-metre line.
Tom Palmer, first choice in a line-out that's going well so far.
I have to say I was disappointed not to see Tom Palmer play last week and surprised. I think he's had a great season with England.
Ben Youngs all the way up towards halfway. It's fair to say that things haven't gone entirely to plan since England walked off the pitch here a week ago. Courtney Law's suspension. Loss of Andrew Sheridan, of course, a major blow. Events in Queenstown. It all means that England's mettle is being tested to the max, as it so often appears to be in World Cups these days, Phil. But the sense is that they have drawn in together. They've circled the wagons.
Yeah, we hear coaches talk all the time about squads and depth. Well, this England squad will be tested, and every single one of the 30 players will be needed at some stage during this campaign.
Again, Wood making sure that Georgia's line-out is almost non-existent at the moment. Here goes Flood, fires the ball out to Tuolangi. Finds Armitage. Foden was looking for it. It's all a little bit tight, but the fullback has it eventually. Moody there to recycle. Youngs. This is Flood. This is where England want to create a bigger impact. Hartley takes it to the neatly manicured lawn under the roof. Flood. Here goes Shaw. Now England's oldest player at a World Cup, overtaking Paul Rendell's previous veteranary best. Hartley. Moody takes the big red impact. midway through the liveliest of first halves. So far, the only score's gone to England, and Shontaine happy. But England are pressing again. Beautifully away by Ashton. This is Flood. This is much better. England driving for the line with Ashton. It's been ages.